We made it. We are at week 7. Now, I realize that you may have had to do your homework hiding in the bathroom, or sitting in the carpool line, or even sitting in the bleachers at your child's practice or game. I have done my homework in all of those places. Whether you have done some of it or all of it, you are here. And so I feel like you deserve a high five. So turn to the mom next to you and give her a high five and tell her that she is a rock star. We concluded our homework by identifying many of the ways that we can nurture gratitude for God's grace in the hearts of our kids. And we talked about just one of those ways being through remember, rely, and recognize, right? We teach them to remember what Jesus has already done for them as we teach them to do what Jesus would do. We teach them to rely on His Holy Spirit, to not try and do this in their own power, but to rely on the power of Christ in them. And then we teach them to recognize His faithfulness to grow us, because He is still working in us. He is not finished with us yet. So remember, rely, recognize, and as we keep those in the forefront of our mind, we are free from the pressure to transform our children's hearts, to control their behavior. And I am really hopeful that we are coming to the end of our time together in the confidence that it is the grace of God, not our perfect performance as parents, that really, really transforms the hearts of our kids. Now, to close our time together, I want us to turn to the book of Exodus, chapter 14. By the time we get to this chapter in Exodus, Moses has already led the Israelites out of Egypt and out from under the rule of Pharaoh. And they are wandering in the wilderness when they discover that Pharaoh has changed his mind and doesn't want to let the Israelites be free. He does not want to let them out from under captivity. And this is what we read in verses 10 through 14. But Moses told the people, "Don't be afraid, just stand still and watch the Lord rescue you today. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. The Lord Himself will fight for you. Just stay calm." What Moses said to the Israelites has everything to do with our parenting. He said, "Don't be afraid. The Lord Himself fights for you. Just stay calm." Then I love what comes next in verses 15 through 16. We read, "Then the Lord said to Moses, 'Why are you crying out to me? Tell the people to get moving. Pick up your staff and raise your hand over the sea. Divide the water so the Israelites can walk through the middle of the sea on dry ground.'" Just as God said to Moses, "Get moving," He is calling us to move forward in trusting obedience and in the assurance of His promises. My fellow moms, we know what the Lord has commissioned us to do. Hard work, holy work, humbling work. But as we get moving and do the work, we have to remember that we don't have to play God's role. As we remember God's sovereignty and His grace, we are set free to loosen our grip on our kids, to lighten up, and to let joy live loud in our homes. As we lay down the burdens that God has not asked us to carry, we can thrive in the midst of mothering and fulfill the actual calling God has placed on us as moms, to give our kids the good news of Jesus Christ and make the gospel central in our homes. Thank you for joining me on this journey to living as a mom set free. I am overwhelmed with gratitude and so very hopeful about what God has in store for you and for your kids, all to the praise of His grace. Thank you for being here.